Is it dirty? Okay, but it works.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, thanks for joining me on the Cowboy Corner show this evening. Sorry about that. We had a little technical difficulty before the show started. I'm a big advocate of cable management, and everything is really clean. Cables are really, hidden and all, coiled up and everything that they're supposed to be. But I had one HDMI cable that I replaced earlier, and I had it running across the floor. Because I didn't really have time to put it exactly where it needs to go. I just hooked it up. And then as I was coming to the old Cowboy desk right here, I tripped over it and unplugged the computer. And, I unplugged that cable. That, the whole computer didn't come unplugged. That would have been worse because we would have lost the stream completely. But anyway, I had to redo some connections, and so I kind of pushed everything back. I had to restart the countdown. So I apologize for the inconvenience, but I'm glad that you stayed with me. You didn't give up, and here we are now. We're going to have a great time. I am the Cowboy. I'm in the corner, and I am so glad that you decided to join me tonight once again and tuned into the show. I don't know why we say tune in. Like, nobody's tuning in anymore. It's not the 80s. We're not doing airwaves and antennas, and people are having to put it on cable channels. There's no tuning. Like, you're literally doing some swipes and tapping something, or maybe clicking a mouse and a keyboard, a TV remote, however you're watching, however you're here. I'm glad that you are, but I just say tuning in for whatever reason. Contact the show, as always. As you can see on the scroll down below, some new technology we have going. You can like, share, subscribe to this content. You can join me on the YouTube chat. That's the preferred method to contact the show. And do your part, man. You don't ride for free around here. Like, you gotta pay to play. So if you're gonna watch, we gotta talk, especially tonight, because I'm here by myself, me and Conrad's out of commission. We'll get to that in a minute, but it's basically just me. And so, I already got stuff coming in. Sorry, getting sidetracked a little bit. But join the chat. Or if you're not able to get on the chat, like a few people that I know who aren't technically savvy enough to literally log on to a YouTube chat, it is what it is. But if that's the case, you can join me by direct message on Instagram through Cowboy in the Corner on Instagram direct message. And I've got the device right here, so I'll see that. And, we can talk. Like I said, do your part. So anyway, I'm glad that everyone that is here has survived the winter storm. Obviously, if you're watching the show, you survived the winter storm. It was this time last week when we were on the show, it was little crazy, man. There was snow everywhere, and the rednecks had a heyday with this stuff. I'm telling you, I woke up Saturday morning. I didn't know anything about this conspiracy thing, but I woke up Saturday morning seeing it was Sunday morning, actually, because we did the show Saturday night, and everything had just kind of moved in. So Sunday morning, I woke up bright and early and noticed that, man, it was a redneck extravaganza on the fake snow conspiracy. And I'm like, what's going on now? Like, I just, my mind was blown. I watched a couple of them, and I was like, these people are too dumb to breathe, man. How do you not, how do you, I can't with you people. So I ended up doing a video to kind of debunk that, which has been since I did that, I think I did it on Monday because we were snowed in on Monday. So I stayed here and did a video just out of sheer boredom. And it's the most viewed video that I've ever posted in the week. So people are eating this stuff up, man. But I just got a kick out of it. And I've got one here that I'm going to share with you because, looky here. My HDMI is still not working. You see how that's supposed to be bars and stuff? Well, we're still having some technical difficulties, obviously. So here's what I'm going to do. And I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to have to get this fixed or else it's not going to work and I can't do the show. So if you'll hang on for 1 second, I'm going to get this repaired and then we'll be back. And we're back. Hallelujah. This is the joy of live streaming, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's live. And when something goes wrong, it's live. So you have to deal with it. So if you're still here, appreciate it. If you're not still here, I understand, but you're missing out. So anyway, back to where I was, back to the story that I was saying the rednecks on social media, they had a heyday with the entire fake snow debacle. And so this is kind of the one that got everything kicked off for me when I was like, all right, I can't do this with these people. Okay, so first of all, before this even gets started, you've lost credibility already 2 seconds into this video, because you don't just start a video and then you're automatically clearing your throat or what? What is this? Like, what even is that? What kind of, there's so many things that noise could be, and none of them are anything that I want to know what it actually is. Okay, I'm not going to play that part anymore. And then this guy, he looks like a real nuclear scientist, don't he? I don't think he's bathed in a couple weeks. But he's going to tell us that this snow's fake.
RJ, right here.
It's not melting.
It's not melting.
It's
melting, but it's...
Don't. You're on my foot, Betty.
RJ.
He's okay.
He's on my foot.
Oh.
Back up a little bit.
He's okay.
RJ, you get real close.
Put the flame on it.
It just hardens.
Why? Watch, RJ.
Yeah, what a genius.
It's turning black.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You don't see any drips.
It's not real snow.
Nope.
It's not real snow. Then what is it?
There
Oh, here we go. We got an ice cube now.
It's a big old ice cube.
We're gonna prove it
and
wrong.
It's melting.
See how it's turning to water?
Yep. And it's starting to melt.
And it's dripping.
That's crazy.
Yeah. How y'all like that new technology, though, I got there? We got the video picture-in-picture. You can still see me. You can still see the video. Man, we're doing big things on the Cowboy Corner experience. But, okay, there's so many things that are wrong with that whole, if you don't know that snow and ice are two different things. Snow is not ice. If it's ice and it's coming down, it's going to be like sleet or more like hail. It's solid. Snow is not. It's not solid. Ice is a solid form. Let me see if somebody can explain this better than I can, but I know what I'm trying to say. Can you explain the conspiracy on the snow being fake and the reasons as to why the snow doesn't melt when you put a cigarette lighter under it, but it just turns black?
Absolutely. So the conspiracy often revolves around the idea that snow is fake or that it's made of some synthetic material. The main piece of evidence they cite is that when you try to melt snow with a lighter, it doesn't behave like normal ice. Instead of melting and turning into water, it can sometimes char or turn black. The science behind it is that snow is essentially just frozen water with trapped air. When you apply heat, instead of melting immediately, it can cause the snow to sublimate, which means it goes directly from solid to gas. Also, if the heat is intense enough, it can cause the organic material, like impurities in the snow, to burn, causing their blackening effect. So it's not that the snow is fake, it's more about the physical and chemical properties of how it reacts to heat.
Yeah, what he said. So sublimate, that's the word I was looking for. Basically, the snow, it doesn't melt. When you put a lighter under it, it's not going to melt under that low heat because it's not, the black part is the soot coming off of a butane cigarette lighter that dude is obviously using to smoke crack pipes with, but you didn't hear that from me. But like, I used an actual torch, and the snow that we have here, which is also in Texas from the same snowstorm, it melted right off. If you saw the video that I did, and I even got some ice from that was more solid ice from underneath the car where it had been driving and the water froze under there, and it melted the same. So I just had a good time with that, and I wanted to share that because not like, you know what I mean, not legitimately mentally disabled, but just people that are like that. So anyway, back to the show. So, yeah, it's been good times around here. So it's just me and Conrad. We're hanging out tonight, and Conrad had a little procedure done a couple days ago, so he's been kind of moping around a little bit. And here's a picture of Mr. C-Rad. So we're calling him Conrad because he got the snippy done, if you know what I'm saying. And that was like Thursday. So he's kind of, he's feeling fine. He's just trying to look pitiful, especially like in that picture. He's looking as pitiful as he can. The funny thing is, like, we're supposed to be putting hydrogen peroxide down there where the incision was, and he hates that, man. He hates it. He gets so mad whenever we're putting that on there. So it's taken two of us to do that. And yeah, he's really just like turning it around, trying to get us, but he can't because he has the cone on. So it's good times, man. We're having fun with that. In other news, I bought some bidets. So this guy did a sales pitch to me, and he's not even a bidet salesman. I thought he was, but he was so convincing. Like, I was just talking to a guy about a week ago, and he, well, it was actually before the storm because we were talking about the toilet paper shortage. That's what brought it up. And I mentioned, that if you needed some toilet paper, I had some extras because all the stores were sold out. And he was like, well, I don't really use a lot of toilet paper. I said, why not? He said, well, because we have a bidet. And he said, with the bidet, you don't have to use a lot of toilet paper. And he said, it's really glorious. And he just gave me this whole 15-minute sales pitch on bidets. And that, if he has to go anywhere that doesn't have one, that he's legitimately sad. And it's just, not the same. So he really talked me into it. I mean, he was much more methodical in his selling points with this bidet situation than I am. I'm just more meat and potatoes with it. But after he had told me everything that he said, I literally was ordering them on Amazon. I ordered two of them. I ordered one for the house and one for here in the studio. I was ordering them on Amazon before our conversation was even done. I was sold. So they came in a couple days ago, and I hooked them up, and everybody here was making fun of me. We're not using that. That's stupid, and just laughing at me. Whatever, y'all don't have to, but I'm going to at least try them. They were $20. I mean, it's not like I'm, breaking the bank on experimenting on these bidets, but I hooked it up and I didn't need to use it right away. So I wasn't the first one to try it, but Trisha, my wife, she was one of them that was giving me a hard time about it. Well, I'm literally back here in the studio later that evening working on some stuff, and she calls me on the phone. So I answer, and she's like, oh my gosh, that's exhilarating. She's like, I can't believe that we've gone so long without these. She used the bidet, and now she's sold on it. Well, then I used it shortly thereafter. We were pretty much the house was pretty much lined up waiting on these bidets, waiting on the use of the bidets. And so yeah, if you don't have a bidet, I'm telling you, it's worth the $20. And they take 10 or 15 minutes to hook up. You just unconnect the line from the bottom of the tank that has a little T that you put in there, and then you hook it up to the hose, or you hook the hose up to that T, and then it goes to the bidet. And ours it has a throttle on it. So the more you turn it, the more pressure it puts out, the more water. So I definitely recommend the use of a bidet. So I just thought that I would share that with you. That's probably not anything that you wanted to hear, but once again, it's my show and I talk about what I want to. So, got all that out of the way. The Super Bowl, I'm not supposed to say Super Bowl. Did you know that you're supposed to call it the big game? Because the other word is trademarked. And if you have a media that is not related to the actual big game, you're not allowed to say that. So I retract my statement. I'll edit that out. But the big game is upon us. And here's who America is rooting for. Most of America is rooting for the Seahawks. Few people are rooting for the Patriots. And then about 30% don't care because it's not the Chiefs or the Eagles. And I'm in that group. My Rams got beat. Took the Stafford jersey down, like I said I would. I'm a man of my word, so the Stafford jersey's gone. But yeah, I'm not a Seahawks fan because they're NFC West, so I can't go for them. And I'm really not a Patriots fan either. So I'm just in that yellow group along with probably everybody else that's watching this. Anyway, so The coaching carousel has made some stops, and this is a big one right here. Mike McDaniel. So he was the coach of the Miami Dolphins. He was the head coach. He got moved over, and he got fired. He didn't get moved over. He got fired from Miami. They said he was like in an actual meeting, that he was doing an interview with the player when the owner of the Dolphins came in and fired him on the spot. So that was kind of rude. Like, he got treated kind of poorly, but he went to the LA Chargers. So he's going to be the offensive coordinator of the LA San Diego Chargers. That's what I still call him. But I like Mike McDaniel. So I'll put him first on the board here. And I like Mike McDaniel. Like, here's his press conference.
All right. What's up? Not really an opening statement guy, but I will open with this statement. I'm fired up to be here. Family's fired up to be here, and shoot from the hip with whatever questions you got.
But here's what I like about Mike McDaniel. I mean, look at that flex. The he's got style. Now, there are some things about him that I'm not really fond of. Like this, he used to wear like some capri pants or some capri joggers. Now, I'm not rolling with the capri joggers. But this flex that he has, I like that. Like he's looking pretty fly right there. He's got the tortoise glasses on. And I don't know if you know about this jacket that he's wearing. That's like a $12,000 jacket. Like, he's just showing up to this conference in a full flex with a $12,000 jacket. You don't believe me? Here it is. That's a Bottega Veneta jacket. Look at the price on that bad boy. Now, that guy wearing it right there, he's not as cool looking as Mike McDaniel is. But that's a $12,000 jacket that he's flexing right there. So you show up to your press conference and say, I'm not really an opening statement guy, and you're wearing the tortoise glasses and the Bottega jacket that cost you about $12,000. You got the collar popped. Then under that, he's got another little sweater going on. Like, I can roll with you there, Mike. So let's not do this. Let's not pull the capri sweats back out. But we'll roll with the jacket. I'm cool with that. But here's Jim Harbaugh. So see, this is the head coach. So Mike is just the offensive coordinator. So he's going to be under Jim. Now, Jim's just like he's a ball cap, and he's got on some kind of baggy navy blue khakis and a hoodie. Like, he's more, just a football guy. He's not into the fashion. So these two are going to kind of be the odd couple. It's going to be fun to watch because you got Mike coming in there. He's flashy. And then you got Jim, who's just, he's old school football guy. So I'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the future. We'll have to wait till next year, obviously, but that'll be cool. Then we got Kevin Stefanski. So he got fired from the Cleveland Browns, and he got replaced. We'll get to that one in a minute, but they picked him up in Atlanta. He's a good coach. Like, I don't know why Cleveland got rid of Kevin Stefanski. He's, I don't know. They weren't that great results wise, but he's a good coach. He didn't have a lot to work with there. He didn't have a whole lot of time.
Something Wong.
Yeah, something Wong over there in Cleveland. But Atlanta, that's a good pickup for Atlanta. I like Kevin. I think he's going to be good over there. We got Jesse Minter in Baltimore. Now, he took he was the OC for the Chargers, so that's who Mike McDaniel replaced. So that Jesse Minter kind of traded spots and moved over to Baltimore, got the head coach there. Nobody really cares. Then we got Joe Brady, head coach of the Buffalo Bills. So he was the one of the coordinators. I don't even know if he was offense or defense, but he just got promoted, so he's the new head coach of the Bills. So these football coaches, man, they're moving around. They've been picking them up this week. These are all the ones that came through this week. And then we got Todd Monken on the Cleveland Browns. So Todd got moved up also. He was the offensive coordinator, and they moved him up to the head coaching position. And I don't really know about that one. We'll just have to see how that one plays out. What else do we got? So, Pro Bowl. Joe Flacco made the Pro Bowl, y'all. And this is where I'm wondering, like, this is kind of where we get into, is the NFL broken? Now, I like Joe Flacco. Obviously, I have a Flacco Round and Find Out t-shirt that I wear on the regs. And I like Joe Flacco. There's nothing against Joe Flacco. But seriously, a Pro Bowler? Like, he's a Pro Bowler? I don't really know what's going on here. Here's the stats for Joe Flacco for 2025. He only played in 8. No, he played in 10 games. He only played in 10 games. So that's like a little over half the season that he even played in, and he was 2-8. His record is 2-8. And he got traded in the middle of the season. He started with the Browns, and then they traded him to Cincinnati in like October. And I mean, here's his stats: 251 for 416 attempted passes. He has a 60% completion and 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and a 79.2 passer rating. And folks, that's good enough to make the Pro Bowl. What do you know? He's been to a Super Bowl before with Baltimore and didn't make the Pro Bowl. This is the first Pro Bowl the guy's ever made. So what's going on with the NFL? But wait, it gets better. There's his stats again. Look who else made the Pro Bowl. Shadur Sanders. He's another Pro Bowl pick. Now, this is even better because we're about to pull these stats up. And he's got a 3-4 record as a starter. So he only started 7 games. 120 completions for 212 attempts. So that's 56.6%. 1,400 yards. 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. 7 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. Now, he does have 1 rushing touchdown. That's also good enough to make the Pro Bowl. So somebody's got some splaining to do at the NFL over how are these folks picking these Pro Bowl guys. Now, granted, these are replacements. So Shadur came in to replace Drake May, who is obviously playing in the Super Bowl for the Patriots. And then Josh Allen also backed out, so that brought in Joe Flacco to replace Josh Allen. But it's like, these are the 2 guys that you pick? These 2? I just don't really know. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're thinking over there at the NFL and who's picking these things. Here's another one. Bill Belichick, who has won 8 Super Bowls, 8, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Bill Belichick, the 8-time Super Bowl winning head coach, is not a first ballot Hall of Famer, per Seth Wickersham. Belichick fell short of the 40 out of 50 votes that were needed for induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility. So this is not saying that he's not going to make the Pro Bowl, but he didn't make the Pro Bowl on his first ballot. So he'll get another shot at it next year. But I think a lot of people, they're just doing this because they're kind of pissed because a lot of the voters don't like him for whatever reason. Mainly because of Spygate, which, what are you going to do when Tom Brady comes up for, which here's another thing. So a coach is eligible for the Pro Bowl their first year out of retirement or, first year after retirement. A player has to wait 5 years. So that's why Brady's not eligible yet. He will be in the next year or 2, and Belichick's already eligible. But if you're going to keep Belichick out of the Hall of Fame over Spygate, then what are you going to do with Tom Brady whenever he comes up over Deflategate and all these other gates that there are? Like, you going to tell me that Tom Brady's not going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback? I don't think so, but fair is fair. Like, how is this going to be handled? That's what I'm wanting to know. This is just like a spite thing, and I'm not a Bill Belichick fan. Like, I think he's weird, but he is what he is. He's an 8-time Super Bowl winning coach. He won 7 with the, I think he won 6 with the Patriots. And then he won 2 when he was an assistant with the Giants. But, that's 8 Super Bowls regardless. And you're going to say that I don't think that anybody has that many, period. And you're going to say that he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer just because the voters kind of are in spite of this guy. So I don't know. I think the NFL is broken. I would be curious to know what everybody else's opinion is on that. I think it's pretty obvious when you're getting Joe Flacco and Shadur Sanders into the Pro Bowl and you're not getting Bill Belichick into the Hall of Fame on the first round, that we've got a problem. Like, is it the same snow conspiracy people that are voting for these positions? I don't know. Man. Bill Belichick waited 49 years for his girlfriend to be born so he can wait another year to get into the Hall of Fame. I mean, you can think of that what you will, but yeah, his girlfriend's like 24 years old. He's 49 years older than her. So, yeah, go Bill. Whatever works for you, man. But, yeah, it's not going to hurt you to wait. It's just the principle. It's not that he's going to be fine. He's good. He's got plenty. He's got a lot of stuff going on in his life. He's doing all right, but it's just the principle that, like, why are we not voting him in? Like, what's going on? So anyway, I think, we're already getting to the end here of the news to cover. I didn't have a whole lot today, which is good because I've made y'all wait for most of the night while I was fixing crap that I screwed up earlier. But happy birthday, Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan's the man. Like, this guy is the best baseball pitcher that was ever born, and you're not going to change my mind. I don't care what you say. Happy birthday to Nolan Ryan. Like, look at him just punching Robin Ventura in the face. Like, you didn't mess with Nolan Ryan. Look at the face on, like, he's got his tongue out, like he's concentrating, man. He's squaring that sucker up. And this is what he looked like afterwards. Had the blood running down. But yeah, Nolan Ryan, man. Happy birthday there, Nolan. You're the man, and you always will be. This guy right here, as we're moving on to our memes of the week, this guy right here, I don't know what he's selling, but you can sign me up. I'm buying it. He's fired up. I don't even know what he's doing. All the people around him are looking so awkward. Look at all these people that are around. They're looking away. They're looking down. He's standing on the desk, y'all. He's standing on the desk. I mean, like I said, I don't know what he's selling, but I'll take it. Like, you got me sold. If you're that pumped up on whatever you got going on in your little office complex, like, this is not a motivational speaker setting. Like, he's not on a stage. He doesn't have the backdrop with the screens and the projectors and all that. He's just like in an office complex, and he's coming in there like fired up, man. Like, he's making these people try to get something going. I don't know what it is. They're not taking it. Like, they're so awkward, and I would be too. Like, somebody comes in there yelling at me like that, I'm kind of concerned, but watching it from the computer, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in. Let's do it. Whatever you got going on. Anyway, that's enough of that. If it snows, please stay home. When you learn to drive in the sun, we'll be discussing driving in the snow. I couldn't have said it better myself. Like, I don't know. I've already, on a previous show, like, I went into the whole rant on why do people not go whenever the light turns green? Why do you even get in your vehicle and get on the road if you don't have like a goal in mind that you want to go somewhere that you need to be? Like, I don't get in my truck just to go sit in the middle of an intersection somewhere. Like, when I'm in my truck, I'm driving, I'm trying to get from point A to point B, wherever that may be, and I need to go. And I don't need you sitting in front of me because you're, scrolling through your phone or doing whatever you could be doing from the comfort of your own couch. Just stay on the couch. And that's in normal weather. And when it snows, man, there were people going down the main highway that I have to drive every morning, and the speed limit on that highway is 75, which obviously you're not going 75 when it's snowy and iced up, but there were people going like 35 or 40 miles an hour in main traffic, and there was only one lane. Now, the lane that we were driving in, it was clear. They had salted it. It wasn't icy. It wasn't wet, but the other lane was still like kind of undrivable, so they were holding people up. It was ridiculous. I was so mad, but yeah, you need to learn how to drive in the sunlight and the normal weather first, and then we'll discuss driving in the snow. Until then, just stay home, please. Back in my day, there was so much toilet paper and so many eggs. They didn't word this right. So much toilet paper and so much eggs. Maybe that is right. Maybe I say it wrong. I would say so many eggs. Back in my day, there was so much toilet paper and so much eggs that we gathered at night and threw them at houses of our enemies. Exactly. We were egging houses, and we were throwing toilet papers up in trees. That's what we did with that, and there was plenty to go around. There were no toilet paper shortages. There were no weird psycho Karens going to the grocery store and to the Walmarts and the Targets and buying out all the toilet paper because we had plenty to go around. We were throwing it in the trees. It was a different time back then, back in my day. It turns out you can just buy a birthday cake anytime and eat it yourself. Nobody really checks. That's a great idea. Like, nobody's going to check your ID and make sure that you can buy or can't buy that birthday cake. So everybody, tomorrow, just celebrate yourself. Who cares if it's your birthday or not? Go buy yourself a cake. Go buy yourself a cookie. Go to Crave Cookies and buy one of those Flintstone Fruity Pebbles cookies because they're delicious. Or buy a crookie. It's like a chocolate chip and got some cream on top of it. Tell them the Cowboy in the Corner sent you, and they probably won't give you a discount, but there's a good chance that they might. So just tell them I sent you. They may call the police. Who knows? But I know those people there. They're all right most of the time. Before ballparks were invented, there was pretty much no way to give someone a rough estimate. I'd never thought of that before, but it makes so much sense. This is me, legitimately. It's finally time to go to sleep, and I'm really tired, and my ice machine just says, hey, you want to hear my impression of someone breaking in your house? It's the loudest ice machine. I've never heard one that's like mine. It literally does, because when we first moved in here, we've only been here for like 3 or 4 months now, but when we first moved in, that thing went off a couple times, and that's what I thought. Like, it sounded like someone literally had a bat and were like beating my door down. But all you have to do in those situations, and I even heard this from a Navy SEAL himself. He said you just get a pump shotgun, and you don't even have to have a round in it. Like if you don't feel comfortable with the gun with a round in it in your house, which, you know, if you don't, you don't, but you still just get the gun and you leave it totally unloaded. He said 9 times out of 10, if someone is breaking in your house, all you have to do is get up and you pump that shotgun and they're going to run, because everybody knows what that sound is and they don't know if it's loaded or not. So they say it's a good idea to just get an old pump shotgun, keep it wherever your safe place is. And if anything ever happens like that, you get up and you pump that shotgun and the people are going to run. You don't even have to shoot it. So that's a free tip from a Navy SEAL. You know how pantry shelves are a certain size? What if we make our family size boxes just a little bit bigger than that? The cereal executives say, first of all, I love it. Second of all, yes, that's what we're going to do. And it's true. We buy the family size boxes of cereal because we eat a bunch of cereal around here and they don't fit in the cabinet, but only by like a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And it's ridiculous. So, you know, I like going through these memes because I realize that these are like global problems. It's not just things that I notice, it's things that other people notice and they write it down. And then I get to just feel more genuinely confident. Oh my gosh, this is...
I am at Tractor Supply and I'm going to see how much pawpaw I can find. Pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw, and more pawpaw. Pawpaw, more 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 pawpaw, and more pawpaw. Look at that sign. It is pawpaw. More pawpaw, pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw. Look at that pawpaw car. More pawpaw, more pawpaw, pawpaw, and more pawpaw, 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 pawpaw, more pawpaw, and more pawpaw, more pawpaw, and more pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw, more pawpaw.
Where in the actual do we find these people? People are reproducing at rates that they should not be reproducing. And I think they're reproducing with relatives. And this is something that, like, we need to sign a petition or do whatever it takes to get this stopped, because things like what we just witnessed should not be happening anywhere, ever. That's all I have to say about that. All these years later, and I still don't know the name of this candy, but like every grandma in existence had this candy, and I've looked for it. I don't know where to buy it at. Like, everywhere that I know that sells candy, I don't ever see it. Like, grandmas in the 80s and 90s especially, they always had this stuff in inventory, and I don't know where they got it from. I still see it every once in a while. I know they still make it. Either that or people just have a large backstock of it. But yeah, I was going to say it's really good. It's really not that good. It's just nostalgic. But yeah, grandma's had that. I don't know where they got it. Reasons to put your toilet paper on properly. Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. You've got to have the toilet paper roll from the front, not the back. Same thing with the paper towels. It rolls from the front, not the back. And there's a good reason why. Because then you got old daddy long legs there that's ready to take your finger off. When you wear a new pair of shoes, but you're an adult, so nobody even asks you if you can run fast. I know. It's just not the same. I enjoy shoes. I enjoy boots. And nobody ever asks me if I can run fast in them like they used to. It's like once you get out of that elementary school mark, it doesn't really matter if you can run fast or not in other people's opinions. This is the international symbol for maybe I'll make 2 sandwiches. I'm not sure yet. You just leave the knife right there on the edge. And I know for me in particularly, that doesn't go well at my house. The knife has to be put in the sink or in the dishwasher. And if you make 2 sandwiches, you just get 2 knives dirty. But I mean, when nobody else is home, that's how I do that. That's how I roll. There's Tyrannus Morissette. I don't know why that's on there, except it's just kind of funny. She has little T-Rex hands. Before smartphones, visiting was an endurance sport filled with hours of family gossip, staring at one another for long stretches of time, and tons of wood paneling. Yeah, I don't even know what people actually talked about. Nobody had a phone to look at, and a lot of people were just uncomfortable. And that's probably why there used to be a lot more fights at family events than there are now. Now, usually people aren't fighting at family events because they're just all kind of disengaged with each other. The only way they would be fighting is if somebody did something on social media that made the other one mad, or, maybe they caught them on Snapchat with the other person's girlfriend or whatever. But, yeah, back in the day, that's all it was. That's what it looked like at family events. Tons of wood paneling everywhere. If we disagree politically, it's because you got the jab and 20 boosters, and now you're a retard. I don't really have to say anything more about that. It explains itself. This goes along with it. Minnesota's harsh winter leads to reports of liberal women's testicles freezing to their legs during the protest. That's definitely not a woman right there. And they always have either blue hair, green hair, or purple hair. Beauty is right here in the eye of the beholder. Fresh guacamole. Guacamole after 5 minutes. I cannot stand guacamole. This guy right here, man, he had a tough one. I mean, he's been losing that front end for 5 minutes already, and then bam, finally it endos. And I think he's got like a weed eater. That's definitely a weed eater. Like, he's got some lawn care equipment. Man, he's just, I don't know what he's doing. Did he steal it, or is he like literally going and doing people's lawns with his on his bike? I'm gonna go for option A. It's probably stolen, which is probably why he's being followed to begin with. And then, you got to gather that front end up, man, because then, ow, that was a tough spill. This is the beginning of a baby Karen. Little dramatic. Yep, she's going to be a Karen when she grows up. I don't really understand the point of the pride flag being the only thing on the wall back there. This guy's mixing it up, though, man. He's mixing it up. High concentration level. Look at the face. Yeah. Great times. And then here's the classic. You can never go wrong with this beauty.
Sum Ting Wong. now. Also on the plane crash, KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
Yeah, there's like 4 people that got fired over that, but that's still the greatest news clip. Like that actually went out over live over the air in California. I think it was San Francisco, wherever that KTVU station is. That's still a legitimate station, and that went out over the air. So
Sum Ting Wong.
We clipped the Sum Ting Wong for pretty much everything that we do that goes wrong around here, which if you've been part of the show tonight, you know it's a lot.
Yep, he did a big turd.
Yep, Turd Boy's hanging out with us, and I could have used him earlier too, because that's exactly what I did when I tripped over the HDMI cord and ruined the show. But hey, I think that's about all that we've got for tonight, and I thank you for sticking with me. If you did, if you didn't, I don't blame you. You know, we get better as we go. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But I appreciate you tuning in to the Cowboy Corner Show, even though, like I explained earlier, we don't tune in anymore. We just push buttons and get on the interwebs and everything pops up. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to get off of here now and go, cry myself to sleep in my sorrows. And we'll be back next week, and it'll be better. The crew will be here. We'll have Cowboy Carson, Cowboy Creed will be with us, and things will get better. So until then, I'm glad that you joined me, glad that you hung out as long as you did. And we will see you next time.